Have you heard of the term dropshipping? Do you know how it works, and is it actually a profitable way to run a business? Hey there, I'm Sal from selenaknight.com and the Bringing Business to Retail podcast, and today let's talk about dropshipping for your retail store. Let's start with what dropshipping actually is. You may have heard other retailers talking about it, or even suppliers who offer to dropship products for you, but you've never been quite sure what the process involves. Dropshipping is when you don't actually hold the physical inventory in your store. Whether you trade online or you have a bricks and mortar store, when you dropship, you sell a product that you don't physically keep in stock. A customer will purchase the product from you and pay up front. And then you send the order off to the supplier to fulfill. The supplier will ship the product direct to your customer. Sounds perfect, right? It's like free inventory. Well, let's look at the pros and cons of dropshipping. On the positive side, dropshipping is a great way to increase your inventory lines without having to outlay any money. Fake it till you make it. It makes sure that your online store looks much bigger with a much wider range. Invest your cash flow elsewhere. Dropshipping allows you to use the money that you would have potentially outlaid for a minimum order to be used elsewhere in your business. Product testing. If you're unsure as to whether a product is the right fit for your store, dropshipping is a great way to test out a product range with minimal to no outlay. You have no holding costs, no storage costs, and you don't have to pick and pack the order. You won't have to pay tax on any of the stock that you're holding at the end of the financial year because you're not holding the stock. Now, with the positives also come a few things that you need to consider. When you dropship, don't expect to get the same kind of margins. Because you carry no risk, you may only make 10 to 20%. So whilst you're increasing your revenue, there's going to be less profit. You have no control over what stock is available. So if an item sells out with the supplier, you'll need to handle the process and work out the outcome with your customer if you happen to sell an out-of-stock product. You need to put a system in place for tracking orders so that you know when the item has been dispatched, as the customer is going to call you if they've got any questions. Plus, there's more paperwork. When the order comes in, what happens if the customer has ordered from the stock that you have on shelf and dropshipped items? How will the process work? Will the customer have to pay a separate shipping fee for the dropshipped items? Ideally, you want the shipping fee built into the price of the item. Additionally, someone has to be responsible for notifying the supplier of the order, unless you have a point of sale system that can automate this for you. You may need to manually adjust your stock takes to account for the stock that is not on hand, so it doesn't artificially inflate your cost of goods on hand. And little fish, big pond. It's likely that many other people will be dropshipping the same products, so you may lose your unique selling point if there are a lot of other people dropshipping the same products. Now, dropshipping is not a complete retail solution. If you choose to take it on board, it can be a great resource for both the supplier and the retailer. It's your job as the retailer to make sure that you have a service level agreement in place and a process on how to deal with the hiccups when they arise. Now, this week I've put together a checklist that you can use to assess whether dropshipping is right for your retail store. You can grab a copy of the list over at selenaknight.com, or if you're in the US, by texting retail28, that's retail28, to 44222. And I will send it on its way to you. If you found this information useful, come and join the Bringing Business to Retail community. You'll join a bunch of retailers from all around the world chatting all things business. Best of all, it's free. For this week's dropshipping checklist, plus a link to the Bringing Business to Retail community, head over to selenaknight.com or simply tap on the link on your mobile device. Until next week, be profitable.